Hi. Have you ever delivered information or worked with a leader who delivered information and you just knew from the very beginning that it wasn't going to land properly? I want to give you an example of when this happened to me and what we did to fix it moving forward. So, years ago, I worked for a company, and one of the leaders, who was a really great guy, he wanted to help employees, he wanted to help develop them, had the idea that he was going to expand the group of people who were eligible to receive stocks as part of their compensation. Now, this is admirable, right? But we were talking about people who work on the factory floor and lower level managers who did not have experience actually receiving stock as a value add to their compensation package. So we really had to take time and explain to them what this looked like. And the leader who was sharing the information, again, smart guy, wanted to do the right thing. And he talked about what the stock could do for you from an incredibly optimistic perspective. And while we always want to talk about our businesses and share the information in the most favorable light, it's also pretty important that you get things correct and accurate and you don't overpromise when you don't know how things are going to look in the future. This is especially important when you're dealing with employees who don't understand the details and need to get updated on what this could look like in a very realistic fashion. So fast forward, we're going through the presentation and it's all focused on this hype and, oh, we're working to turn the stock price around. We want to increase it. When you get these awards, it's, basically free money. You get the opportunity to save wealth and build your future. And when we were done with the presentation, the way the leader made it sound to all the people were that they were going to be able to put their kids through college or they were going to be able to buy a vacation home. And while these things might be true, that's not really where the stock price was at the time when we were working to turn things around. So, when you have a stock that's less than $20 a share, listen, it's a really great investment and you're working hard and there's skin in the game so that you can continue to move forward and make good choices. And that's all fine and good. But what he didn't take into account is really that people would potentially misinterpret this as a way to really build wealth when they don't have a whole lot of extra money in their week-to-week paychecks to invest in this employee stock ownership program. There was a cost involved. And when I shared this feedback, his response to me was, oh, well, this person who was in charge of HR thought it was a great presentation, so we're going to stick with it. Now, this is a really big red flag for me because the reality is the presentation wasn't for the head of HR. It wasn't for the CEO's direct reports at all. They had been in these executive level positions. They had already familiarized themselves with the risks. They understood the legality of it. They understood what it was going to look like at the end of the day and at the end of their time with the company. And they really weren't going in thinking they were going to get more out of it than was realistic. So my recommendation was to reel it back and really give a primer, really go through the sort of 101 of an employee stock option purchase plan and explain how that wealth accumulates and what it becomes over time without overpromising and overhyping what we were talking about. The people who got some of these options as part of their compensation, that's one layer. And then the people who had the opportunity to purchase additional stock options, that's another layer. And it's important to differentiate both of those because people who are living paycheck to paycheck or close to paycheck probably shouldn't be carving out dollars to fund the employee stock option. Shouldn't be carving out dollars to put towards the employee stock purchase program because they have to pay into things like their savings accounts, into their medical funds, into their HSA, and into their bank account, right? They have bills to pay. And we don't ever want to be encouraging people to go purchase things that are going to be great in the future when they don't have money for today. So again, I just want to remind people that there is a tone and an approach and a way to communicate things that can be very positive, but also grounded in reality based on where your audience is. It's really important that you don't forget this isn't for you. This isn't for people who already understand the program. This is for people who are new, and we need to give the building blocks and the foundation so everyone can make the right decision for them in this moment. So hopefully this is helpful. If you have a big change or a big initiative or an opportunity that you're looking to share with your team, ask people to weigh in on the decision. And if you don't have anybody around, reach out. I'm here to help.